Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We got a special report for you from our panel members. We've got DarkHour Paranormal, who's breaking down the UFO evidence that comes into Third Phase of Moon on a daily basis, including GUFON has just updated some new information in regards to what happened in the UK of what was captured on a drone. Was it a biological life form? Could it be ET? Whatever it was is a mystery, and we're trying to break that down as well. So we appreciate our panel members going over these special reports on our second channel called Third Phase UFO Report. They're doing a good job over there. So let's just roll it. Let's start it off with DarkHour Paranormal.
Good evening and welcome to Third Phase UFO Report. I am your host, Michael Roser, and in this episode, we will be delving back into the archives of sightings past in hopes that they may reveal something overlooked or simply not known about. With everyday research and critical thinking at the helm, analysis and inquiry, perhaps with time, these sightings of yesterday will mirror something significant in way of what we see in our skies today. Whether this be consistencies, overt similarities, or something more sustaining, we must never forget what we have experienced within our history, that we may break the cycle of ignorance and let comprehension and clarity be the spearhead of our existence. Buckle up, folks, and get ready to revisit some of the most fantastic UFO sightings ever captured on film.
Here we go. Eyewitness accounts from Taylor Made. We have this video, permission granted. We're sharing it with you right now.
Yeah, look it, now they're forming in a whole different way. They keep coming from the top of the sky. And they keep falling. And look it, you see one falling right there? You see that? I don't know, dog. Look it, look it. Check this out. You see them forming, and then there's another one popped out of the sky. Look at that, from the top. They just appeared out of nowhere. You see that? But watch this. It's gonna fall down. Watch. I've been recording this for like 10 minutes already. Watch one fall. See how it came out of nowhere just now? Come on now, dog. Let's be real with the situation. And watch this. You see how they moving real slow? Now they starting another pattern. Because the first pattern was like coming down. See how it coming from the top of the sky?
Parachute, man.
That's not no damn parachute, dog. Like parachutes don't stop in the middle of the air like that.
I think they're like military.
Parachutes don't stop in the middle of the sky like that. What's gonna stop in the sky to stay? Not no airplane, not no helicopter.
The military ain't shut it down yet.
They probably. Ooh. They almost wrecked.
Man, they probably know how they.
Look at that. Now it's 3 of them. And they all in like a little pyramid now. Watch this. It's another one gonna form too. Watch.
My first impression upon reviewing this video is that we may be indeed seeing some type of flares. The way that they seem to descend slowly towards the ground, and yet there's a strobing effect that's unfamiliar with Chinese lanterns or anything akin. If this aspect is present in any way we can define, normally something becomes luminous or the luminosity attenuates and dissipates. I raise my eyebrow at an anomaly that appears to be blinking, insinuating there may be some sort of internal power within the object itself. Now, there have been many instances in the past where we could identify an object brilliantly lighting up the sky as something dropped from a military jet or was part of a military training exercise. While this certainly could be what we're seeing in this video, the somewhat linear formation they have followed makes me wonder if something changes within the object once it reaches a certain altitude. Going one step further, we may suggest that the strobing effect seen here could be artifacting from the camera. The gentleman clearly was at the right place at the right time and did his best with the technology he had available. He does mention that he had been recording for 10 minutes, which I have to commend him for, considering most people only take a few moments to capture the anomaly before moving on with their day. It is curious to see this tight formation of 3 or 4 or 5 lights, and the nature of one to burn out and another one to arise is also interesting. Though I cannot say for certain what we may be looking at, there's a very good chance what this man captured was some sort of aeronautic exercise, and I wish we had a little bit more information in order to research this possibility further. Very cool submission. And without skipping a beat, let's check out the next sighting.
Welcome to Third Phase UFO Report. I'm Rich Giordano from GUFON. Here is today's report. EBEs, extraterrestrial biological entities. What are they? Nobody knows, but we've got something captured by the sun, one by the ISS, and one by a drone, which was featured on Thirdphaseofmoon last week. We're going to throw up some enhancements on that, zoom into something special, and try to figure out what's flying around in our skies and around the Earth. Let's take a look. We'll start with this one.
So the secret vault definitely captured something that's kind of amazing, and I really like his breakdown of the footage that he captured, and we're watching it once again. We're going to leave our opinions here in just a moment, but according to the secret vault, he's actually doing more enhancements of this video. As he stated, he's going to remove the noise. So guys, what is going on? We're seeing it again come into frame here. Is this some kind of biological organism? It almost looks like thread, just kind of bundled up. But watching it again in reverse, I like, again, it does seem that it comes from a great distance and into frame next to the drone. It's not like in close proximity to the drone itself. This thing was by the tree line, as Secret Vault stated. Brent, what's your thoughts here? This one's got me stumped.
Yeah, this one's wild. I really appreciate the heads up on this Secret Vault. And look what's happening here. I just looked at the time clock as it went in reverse. This only takes place in like 1 to 2 seconds. Whatever's coming from the trees is accelerating at tremendous speeds. Let's get another look at this thing. Here it comes. We see it in frame. And this takes place again within seconds. You can tell this just zooms by with propulsion that we're not familiar with. Look at the speed it picks up. This again is in slow motion. 2 seconds of framing right here, and it just whips by. What is this thing? It's wild.
Yeah, we got a still photograph of it right there. Obviously it's blurred out, but again, there is no explanation to what this is, and I'm glad that the secret vault was able to get this footage out to us. And again, we're going to be supplying the original link below. It's important that the public from around the world share the phenomenon, and that's what we're doing. We're in collaboration with tens of thousands of people across this planet giving us the information on a daily basis. And I really like the intensity of his passion in regards to trying to dissect this video. And right now he's stumped. He can't give us an explanation, and neither can we right here at Thirdphaseofmoon. Guys, I want to get your thoughts. Obviously it has this threadish string-like characteristics to it. Could it be, again, biological in nature, some kind of life form that drifts at incredible amounts of speeds? Biological unknown, propulsion unknown. That's why we're putting out these videos. We even have more videos coming up in just a sec, but guys, I'm going over your comments right now in this live premiere. I want to get your thoughts. Brent.
Yeah, welcome everybody in the chat room. You guys are awesome there. Again, we need to see the fast motion. We pointed out in the beginning of the video where you see the speed of this thing. It really shows the acceleration, and that's what blows me away. This thing's coming from, it looks like 2 football fields, to say the least, maybe even 3, and it just catches up to the drone in basically seconds.
Absolutely. Here's the pause frame on the image itself. We're asking the big questions. What is it?
This may be one of my favorite UFOs of all time. It is very interesting. Now, before you start saying hoax or CGI, I'm going to show you something that would be nearly impossible to do if you were to make something fake. Because this object that we're looking at here that was captured by a drone doesn't act normal from every other UFO we've seen, right? It looks like a shoe with the string on it. Some people think this is a spider hanging from a spider web catching the wind. It would have to be going about 60 miles an hour. I think somebody said that's how fast this object went by the drone. I'm going to show you something because in this video, you can see something in the trees that's moving along in the direction of where this object appears. Two different places, actually. This is bizarre, and I can't explain what I'm going to show you. But let me tell you something. This could be history in a way that I've never expected. Look at this. It is bizarre. He enhanced it a little bit. The guy did a really good job. But I'm going to show you some things here that are really a little more interesting. Look at that. I don't know what that could be. But he has more. There is more. We'll do a part 2 on this as well. But I'm going to show you some things here now. So hang tight. Check this out. Watch. So in this area, you can see behind the building here, there's like brown brush. And then, I don't know if it's tall trees or whatever, but watch. Here we go. There's the object right there. Before it even is seen, look at it go through the trees. Watch this. And I blew it up a little bit and slowed it down so you could see it. See it go through the trees? It's like even meandering. It's weird, but watch what's going to happen here in a second. I zoom in a little more for you here. See it at the top? Watch. See how it's moving back and forth? Almost like, I don't know, like it's dodging stuff. But it pops out right there. Watch this, watch. Then it moves over there. I don't get it. It appears to disappear and reappear. Watch at the top here. Watch. Now you can see it. Now you're going to see it. I paused it so you get to watch. Watch. Now it's going through there. I know I didn't zoom this part in. But you can see it. It is just bizarre. Why it disappears, it's right behind that barn area. But watch this. This is the other side. Right there. Something popped up out of nowhere. Running through the trees. And you can see it running through. Now it's going to come up and out. Because the way it was edited, I went with what was in front of me. I tried to find a version of something that looked like this, and I remember the rubber duck video. I couldn't find a good version to show you. Everything looks like a blob now. So I tried to think, well, maybe it's like the rubber duck, but interesting.
What is going on above the skies? A series of videos. Watch it right now.
是不是有 UFO 啊？是什么东西啊？这个是？怎么在跑啊？
晓得，看你看嘛，一会儿亮一节节的呀。啊？它一节节亮哎。快看快看，UFO 会把你吗？
也不要造谣。
I want to discuss this sighting that goes all the way back to China because I'm noticing a very interesting carouseling, strobing effect within what appears to be either lights or some type of metallic vehicle in which the setting sun's reflection is apparent. In addition, there appears to be something almost mechanical about this luminous formation. Are we just not seeing the most integral part of this object? Could the angle we're viewing this just obscure the entirety of what we're witnessing? We know the militaries have had their furious hands within the progression of technology as far back as we can recall, and in many ways there is the belief that the majority of what we see in our skies is certainly back-engineered technology. There seems to be some interesting consistencies in way of viewing these events, specifically light, simple geometry, complete silence in the way of propulsion, and in some cases it appears there's some sort of cloaking device being utilized.
All right, we're going to be replaying the video right now so you can watch it. We're going to slow it down, get a closer look. You're watching the original video to the left and the blown up version to the right. And what is being captured in multiple spots over China confirms that there is some kind of UFO activity. 3 orbs, one creating one after another within itself. Very strange. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, Blake, these are no typical flares. You can see that the city of China is lighting up. They're pulling their cameras out because they know that something strange is going over the skies. Look at the way it produces a ring-like circle. It's a circumference. They're like circles of light.
We'll also have to rule out Chinese lanterns, in my opinion. Even though it is in China, these things resemble no Chinese lanterns that I've ever seen. I want to get your guys' opinion what's going on over China, but if they are drones, again, we'll have to rule that out too. Drones don't just dissipate and disappear in mid-air. There's something going on here, some maybe interdimensional kind of UFO activity traveling in and out of existence.
If this was a conventional object or flare of some type, I would expect to see the remnant of whatever is carrying the ignition to be silhouetted against the evening sky. We cannot observe any of this within the video. These lights are simply there one moment and gone the next. With the thousands upon thousands of people that live within the city beneath this anomaly, I would expect a multitude of witnesses to have caught this event as it occurred. Are these sightings becoming so common in our everyday life that some don't feel it significant to come forward and talk about it? A very solid submission, and one I enjoyed thoroughly. Alright, let's hop into the next sighting.
Here we have an object that popped up on that satellite that looks at the sun and different versions of it. And this thing popped up, and it looks like a winged creature. You could see, I'm telling you, if this is a biological entity near the sun, it is enormous. Enormous. That looks like a bird. You could even see a beak, eyes. I know it's probably pareidolia, but it's got a body to it. You can see the dark version right there. 2 wings, one out there. You see that? I mean, it's bizarre. And the wings look like they're probably the same size. Could this be a craft? Maybe the sun is like a portal. People have said that for ages. I'm not one really to buy into that, but hey, I don't know. Why do they go around volcanoes? Why do we have USOs? Why are they seen on the moon? So is it that far-fetched that the sun could be some sort of portal? Maybe that's the key to traveling. Who knows? This is amazing. So what you see is this object going underneath the ISS. And I'm going to enhance it a little bit for you and blow it up. You can see what looks like flapping wings. I don't know. Take a look. You got to be the judge on this one. I don't even want to say anything, to be honest with you. It's bizarre. It's flapping, flapping, flapping. This is unreal. I've never seen anything like this before. Why is it in space? That's what I want to know. Extraterrestrial biological entities. If this isn't some sort of futuristic biological, maybe ancient, maybe it's why they talked about dragons. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't even want to say. Don't even want to get. I can't imagine what it would be. Look at this. And it's not small, mind you. It's rather large. I don't even know what size I would give it. 100 feet? It depends how far away it is. Is this right next to it, the ISS, or? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm going to let it play out. I did a little enhancements, so take a look. You can see, even when I speed it up, you can see the flapping. It's bizarre. I don't know, man. But EBEs could very well be real in outer space. On Earth, in Earth, around Earth. This is amazing. What a night.
We have some interesting footage coming in from Westminster, California. Jumana sent her footage to me earlier, and we're looking at it right now. Take a look at this. She does a great job explaining what she's filming.
Oh man, I don't know what that is. But I saw it when I was driving. And I finally pulled over, and I am max zoom on my Samsung Note 9. Here's zooming out. Okay, it's moving slowly. But I can't tell if it's an airplane. It's not an airplane because it's kind of like standing still, but it is moving. And it's metallic because it's in out of sight. Like with the sun reflection, it's reflecting sunlight. Okay, here's max zoom. Oh my god, I wish I have my P900 with me. So I'm in Westminster, California, and well, it seems that it's like stationary right now. If it was an airplane, it would have been gone from the spot, and it is not. And I'm in the sunlight, so I can like barely open my eyes, but I know I have it centered in the screen of my phone. I can zoom a tiny bit more. That's max zoom right there. I don't know what that is.
This is a tough one, the object being so far away from the camera. She does a fantastic job to zoom up on whatever she's seeing, but the most distracting visual element is something that should be dismissed quite readily. This fractaling as she zooms in is clearly artifacting from the camera, and of course, what one might notice first upon reviewing this video. What is clear within this video is the reference of the building in the foreground, and therefore we can see that this object appears to be suspended in the sky. Now there's a possibility that in its distance, it may be flying towards us, but even the camera person doesn't think that this is an airplane. One thing seems certain, is that this object is more than likely spherical and possibly metallic, as it has an observable reflective surface. This still doesn't match with anything conventional that should be within our skies, and therefore, we must continue to classify it as a UFO.
All right, let's take a look at this footage captured by Jumana. We're going to replay the footage, get a little closer look at what she captured in Westminster, California. She captured this around 5 p.m. and she stated whatever this object was remained stationary in the sky for over 30 minutes. She apologizes for her hands shaking, but in my opinion, I think she did a real good job considering the distance from her to whatever this object is. She said also that it almost looked triangular, silver in color. So we're looking at the raw footage. She was kind enough to send it to my Gmail today. And she says that she loves Third Phase Moon channel and she wants to get our opinions of what was captured over Westminster, California. Brett, what's your thoughts here? Look at the tether of this object, whatever it is.
Yeah, Blake, we never really seen anything like this. I like the display, whatever this orb is doing, it's showing technology that we've never really seen before. Look at that, how it bands out and then retracts. It seems to like shoot out orbs and then bring itself back in and make one solid orb. Very, very strange.
Yeah, the Tesla coil comes to mind. The static electricity that bounces off the Tesla coil. Is this some kind of static charge electricity that we're looking at? Plasma, in a sense, coming off an electric plasmic orb.
Yeah, it seems very sporadic and very charged. As you can see, it kind of stretches quite far from the original object. Whatever it is, it seems to be banding out with whatever it is. Plasmic balls of electric charge or something that we just can't explain.
Also, some people might just dismiss this as some kind of balloon, but the fact is that this object, whatever it is, remains stationary in the sky, she states, over 30 minutes. And if there was some kind of wind that's blowing a tether around, the balloon would have drifted off long ago. I think whatever this is, it's remaining consistent in the sky and very stationary, and whatever the tether like blasts of electricity that's coming off of it gives me reason to think that this is some kind of static electricity that we're looking at, possibly some kind of a ball of electricity.
Now there is a possibility that this vehicle could be a helicopter, but it's remote. For the duration she observes this object, it moves very little and doesn't seem to have any real trajectory. Is it some kind of enormous balloon? Maybe, as Blake and Brent suggest, we are witnessing a suspended ball of energy, an electric orb of sorts. A half an hour is a long time for something to stay stationary in the sky without any evidence of propulsion. But because the object is so far away, it's very difficult to determine. And because of this anomalous nature of what we're seeing, we simply can't write it off as something familiar. As we walk through the shadow of the Valley of Inquiry, we contemplate the dualistic nature of this reality, to know or not know, to be aware or asleep, to believe there is more than meets the eye, or to ignore the exploration of this dimension entirely. We will remain intrepid on this journey of internal and external exploration, with an open mind to the possibilities that may not be visible within our everyday routines, though more significant than we may be ready to measure.
So if you're enjoying the UFO videos right here on Third Phase of Moon, well, it's not done. Go check out our backup channel, Third Phase UFO Report, right now. Michael's still breaking down the UFO videos. I'm going to be supplying the link below, including their channels. Check out DarkHour Paranormal and GUFON. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Be safe. We'll see you next time.